Hi guys, welcome back to Adorbs Crochet. Today I'm teaching you how to make your very own crochet flower coaster. I've gotten so many requests for this from my most popular video, and I really hope that you enjoy this easy tutorial. It's super simple, so before we start, make sure you hit the like button, and now let's get into materials. Okay, the materials that you'll need to complete the coaster is, you'll need some white yarn for the base, green for the stems, and a color for the flowers. I usually do blue or pink. Then you'll also need a hook, mine is 4 millimeters, some needles to sew in the ends, and yarn scissors. You're also going to need a stitch marker like this. So we're going to start with our white yarn, and we're going to make a magic ring. Now we're going to chain 3, and this will count only in this row as 1 double crochet. Then complete 11 double crochets in your magic ring. So including the first chain 3, you'll now have 12 double crochets, and pull that and then slip stitch into the chain 3 space. And that is the first round. This is what it looks like. At this point, I like to put my stitch marker in the slip stitch to mark the end of the row. Round 2 of the base is chain 3. So we're going to start by doing that, which is 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to do 12 increases. So going into the next stitch, we're going to put 2 double crochets, which will count as 1 increase. From now on, the chain 3 at the beginning of the round does not count as a stitch. So we're going to do 11 more increases, and then I'll meet you back at the beginning. So now, as you can see, I just have this 1 increase before we get to the slip stitch. 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, and that is when you take out the stitch marker and put it, and then make a slip stitch right there in the chain 3 space, and I'm going to put my stitch marker back in that slip stitch. That was round 2, and in round 2 you should have a total of 24 double crochets. Again, we're not including that chain 3 or the slip stitch. To start round 3, chain 3, and then we're going to do 12 double crochet increases. So 1 double crochet in the next stitch, and then in the one after we're going to do an increase, which is 2 double crochets. I'll do that one more time. 1 double crochet, and then an increase. And you're going to repeat that pattern 10 more times until the end. So double crochet increase until you get back to the stitch marker. And the last one is double crochet, increase, and now I will take out that stitch marker and slip stitch into the chain 3 space. That finishes the third round of base color, and you should have a total of 36 stitches in this round. For round 4, start by chaining 3. And this round will consist of a pattern of 2 double crochets and then 1 increase. So in the next stitch, you're going to do 1 double crochet, and then in the next stitch, another double crochet, and then 2 double crochets in the same stitch. Again, 1 double crochet, another, another, and then an increase in the next stitch. And you're going to do that pattern all around. So now for the last time, double crochet, double crochet, increase, which is 2 double crochets. And now we can take out the stitch marker, slip stitch into the chain 3. To finish, I also like slip stitching into the first chain. And then I chain 1, get the scissors, and cut the yarn, and pull through. I like to weave in my ends as I go to reduce the need to do it at the end, so I'm going to do that quickly now. So that is the end of base color, and now we can put away the white, and we're going to move on to the stems. Grab your green thread and make a slip knot. I have a whole video on how to do a slip knot. And then insert your hook a few stitches before where we left off with the base color, so that we can crochet while we hide the end from the base. We're going to start the stem by chaining 3 to count as our first double crochet, and then chaining another 1 before we double crochet into the same stitch that our slip knot is in. This will form a little V where our petal or flower will go straight into. Then skip the next stitch and do a double crochet into the one after, chain 1, double crochet into the same stitch, and that will form another V. Then skip the stitch after, and in the next one do a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet in the same stitch, skip a stitch, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet in the same stitch, skip a stitch, and continue this pattern all the way down. So I just did the last V. As you can tell, there are quite a few. And now I will go into the chain 3, so not the 4th one, just the 3rd, and slip stitch. Then chain 1, cut your work, and I'm just going to sew in these 2 ends. So that was round 5, and now we're going to grab our flower colored yarn, mine's blue or teal, to do the final row of our flower coasters. So to start the flowers, we're going to make a slip stitch again and insert that inside one of the V stitches. So I'm going to put it right in between the 2 double crochets, which is also in that chain 1. Make sure it's not in the skip stitch. Then chain 2, insert your hook back into the V, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert, pull up a loop. And you're going to do that 2 more times for a total of 5. So yarn over, insert, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert, pull up a loop. You should have a total of about 10 or 11 loops, and then yarn over, pull through all of them. Then you're going to chain 1, chain another, so chain 2, and slip stitch into the V, and that's your first flower. For the next one, slip stitch into the next V, chain 2, yarn over, pull up a loop 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yarn over, pull through all of them. And then chain 2, slip stitch, and that was your second flower. So now you're going to complete flowers all around, and then we're going to fasten off. One more time, slip stitch, chain 2, yarn over, pull up a loop, 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 yarn over, pull up a loop 5 times, yarn over and pull through all of them before you chain 2, slip stitch in that one, and then go to the next. Okay, so I'm on the last 2. I'm now on the last one, so I'm slip stitching and then doing 5 of the yarn overs before I pull through all of them, chain 2, slip stitch, and then to finish up, you're going to go into the first chain, slip stitch, chain 1, and cut your yarn, and then pull through. Then I like to just tie up and sew any loose threads that I have. So that's it. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial and that you could follow along. And now you have a flower coaster. You can use it by itself, or you can fold up and make 3 of them like I usually do. And that's it. Have fun with your new coasters. Bye.